Hope you're not eating anything bad. Hi guys, Kayla here with Gardening with Bulldogs. So on today's video, I am going to show you how I have made my vegetable garden on a budget. Some of the tools that I have are a hammer, a chisel, I have a couple levels, I have a mallet, I have a bristle, I have that, I can't remember what that's technical name is called, knee pad, I have my grass cutter outer, my tapper, my square. I always like a couple 2x4s just so that I have a stop and start point and maybe a little bit straighter. I have Stanley, who I of course always need for projects. I have my cinder blocks. These are the new ones that I had to buy on Pop. I have the ones that I got for free off of Facebook. You will need sand. These are 100-pound bags. I got them out, but let me tell you, it was not easy. I do recommend going smaller, but the smaller ones were at a different price. You're going to need mortar mix and a veneer mortar mix too. There is a difference. You'll need this kind of paddle on your drill in order to mix it. You're going to need a wheelbarrow. You're going to need a water source. You're going to need gloves and lots of them. I brought my oil. That's what I use for my hands because your hands are going to get dry. I have some of the Veneer Stone that I'm going to be using that I got off of Facebook. I got 11 boxes, 2 corners, 9 flats for $100, and they're just a brick. These are the leftover cinder blocks that I got. They were different sizes on Facebook, so these ones I'm actually going to use as the toppers, so there will be a slight overhang. And then I think I will be using whatever I have leftovers from the veneer from before, and the majority of them actually are my corners that I'm probably going to end up cutting in half in some way and using those as well. Most of the cinder blocks and what I'm using to cap the beds with were free. I did have to buy 20 of them at $2.20 a piece. The brick veneer I bought off of Facebook cost $100 for 11 boxes. The veneer I had from the previous garden beds was $6 a box. I had to use 4 corner boxes and 1 regular, totaling 5. 100-pound bags of mason sand was $6.58 a bag. I had to use 4. The 60-pound bags of regular mortar are priced at $6.09 a bag. I ended up buying 10 bags total. Now I will say some of my bags were at $1 because they were open, but for calculating purposes, I will just say 10 bags at $6.09 a piece. The veneer mortar is listed at $8.48 a bag. I had to buy 15 bags, making my grand total just under $400. If you can kind of see a little bit of a line that I made with some paint, I already kind of outlined the area that I am going to be doing. It did help that I've already done this one yesterday just to kind of give myself some practice and go through the flaws that were going to happen so I could show you today a little bit better. Now, this cinder block, it is not the normal 8x16. I believe it's 6x16, so it's a little bit trickier. One side I know is a little bit smaller than the other, so you're not, for me, I don't know why, it didn't come across to me, so it might not be exactly even. I feel like it doesn't look that bad, and they're the ones in the back, so I'm okay with that. What you eating, babe? Nothing. I don't know how much I want to show you of cutting out grass, but cut out enough where I can take, I believe this is 10 inches. You can get different sizes, but this is the one I have, so at least I'm going to make sure, there's my line, I have a good 10-inch gap right there so that I can press down my sand. Boo, what you think? Doing all right? There you go. looking for your mortar to have the consistency of peanut butter, the non-crunchy version. I would normally recommend staggering your blocks, but these being 6x16, it wasn't going to work out for me. A reminder that if you want easier math, look for the 8x16s. So as you can see, they are a little wonky in the back, and that is just because that these are 6x16s, and I cared more about making sure that they met up with the other veggie beds than I cared about them being perfectly straight this direction. But since I am planning on capping them, I'm hoping to kind of slightly correct it as much as I possibly can. But you can definitely tell when I get tired. FYI, if I would have used the string in the first place, this wouldn't have been a problem. Okay, gonna work on the veneer. Last year, 2 years ago, I bought Veneer Stone at Lowe's for like $6 a box. Crazy, crazy sale. And that is what inspired these veggie beds up front. So I have a little bit left over, mostly corners to be honest. So I'm going to use all of the good pieces on the front and the sides. And I have the corners that I am going to cut with my chisel, because it just seemed to be honestly the easiest thing. I could have gotten out a saw, but this works just fine. And I'm saving those pieces. That's what they look like there. And I'm going to do the back using those, but save all my good pieces for the front. So as you can see on the second bed over there, I already kind of started that one today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the backs done, honestly. Tomorrow we are expecting snow, so we shall see. Hello, handsome. How are you? You gonna come out? He doesn't normally like this part. Doesn't really like it. Especially the chiseling. Just wanted to point out it is a different mortar. It is a Veneer Stone mortar. I don't know how much different that is than the other mortar that I was using, but that's what I'm using. Now before I put each veneer stone on, I'm going to what is called back butter. So we got hit with a bunch of snow and a record of negative 20 degrees in October. And then I come out to see this happen, which this should have had plenty of time to cure. These ones, just fine. You know, a couple of them knocked off, and that was when happened when I was cleaning them though. This one, same thing. Just knocked off the ones that, like, I did cleaning. But the one that had plenty of time to cure, so I don't know. We're just gonna back butter them, throw them back on, and call it a year, Stanley, huh? So this is where we are going to call it this year. I didn't show you the tops because I literally have to redo them next year. I used a hammer and chisel to half them so they are not properly cut. I just really didn't want to have worked that hard and see a sliver of gray on top of the snow. I will definitely have to cover the inside cap because of wasps wanting to nest in them. Next year I will fill in between the veneer with more mortar as grout and finish the back of them. I will be keeping my eyes out for clearance tile for the tops of all the beds as well. To another garden season of joy, happiness, and sales. Look at that handsome creature. Is he so handsome? Look at you. Hi, baby. You're looking pretty good. You my boo? You my boo? Yeah.